Is anybody happy with the way that things were handled down in Chaz or Chop or whatever the heck they call it, right?
That's why we're behind you.
I'm among good people. So, local law enforcement was losing control. Things were turning violent downtown Seattle, and they requested the National Guard. Jay Inslee, as the commander-in-chief of the Washington State National Guard, you know that's the governor's role, even though he's not spent a day in the military, he sent in the National Guard, but he disarmed them first. He sent our young men and women into a violent situation without the means to protect themselves or other people. And that's what they're going in there for. And then pulled them out soon after, and they started negotiating. Now, don't get me wrong. We have a First Amendment right to peaceably assemble and speak our mind and go to the church of our choice, right? That's our First Amendment right. And we are exercising it right now. Doesn't it feel great? And protesting the death of Mr. Floyd, I saw the video. That police officer put his knee on his neck and held him down for 8 to 10 minutes and killed that man. Protesting him, absolutely warranted. Has anybody ever heard of David Dorn? David Dorn was a 77-year-old retired black man from St. Louis that was trying to protect a storefront when rioters came, and they live streamed him getting shot in the back and bleeding out on the sidewalk. Where was the outrage over Mr. Dorn's death? There wasn't any. You know why? Because he was a retired police officer, and it didn't fit the left's narrative. The left wants to divide us. They want to divide us by our race, by our sex, by our age, by our income. That's not what the right does, correct? When the rule of law is followed, everyone is protected equally. Right? It doesn't matter your race, your sex, your age, anything. With the rule of law, everyone is protected equally. So Jay Inslee pulled out the National Guard. They started negotiating with people that were terrorizing the neighborhood, right? They were lighting buildings on fire. They were lighting cars on fire, looting stores, throwing rocks and frozen water bottles at the police. The United States government does not negotiate with foreign terrorists, and our government locally should not negotiate with domestic terrorists either. So when I'm governor and another riot starts to break out, violence starts happening, you know, like I said, peaceful protest all day long. But as soon as it turns violent, it's a crime. And I will send in the National Guard. They will be staged close to where the violence is happening with the means to protect themselves. And they will go in and help the local law enforcement shut it down and arrest the criminals. That's how you handle a violent situation. That's how you handle crimes. You do not negotiate. You arrest the people committing crimes and tell everyone else to disperse, or they will be arrested as well. That's how you shut down a riot. It just floors me how the left thinks things need to be done. It's like they want to ruin this state. You know, Jay Inslee runs around the United States when he was running for president. Remember that? He got an asterisk as for support, right? 0%. I used to joke when I was running and he was running around the country trying to be president that I wasn't even running for president and I was tied with him. Democrats all across this country rejected him, and Democrats in Washington State are rejecting him as well. We are getting a lot of support from people who were Democrats. I'm hearing from people all the time. They've been lifelong Democrats, never thought about voting for a Republican, but they are for the first time in their life because they see what Jay Inslee's doing.